Hello, clock is 6 minutes over 8. It's Friday, the 29th March 2019, and we are live. Humanity. What is humanity? Is it simply just a temple, a combination of a spiritual life form that can take place in a temple and manifest into another world because it becomes another world when we manifest ourselves in a physical body that can keep on growing. In our days today, we have seen we have seen that they put everything upside down in such a way so they manipulate you in a wrong direction because it's opposite than reality. A very dangerous way to make mankind to think upside down of reality. Because suddenly, it's this is a spiritual world, and the real world is the spiritual world. You see, that's just an example of the matrix, how they can put it upside down for us, making everything ugly. Who is it now? There's a liar. I have forgot that one. I just want to correct people in on how they always have looked at things. But suddenly nowadays, it's upside down. How can that be? Now you have all those soldiers who have a way of believing in our world, and they certainly very much believe on this upside down story of our existing. Because you understand, you have reality, and then you have a perfect lie over reality, making people to look at the world in a way that is a lie. They are deceiving themselves to take a standpoint, maybe against their own world, because that's actually what that happens. And then we can think a little bit over who is it that's manipulating people in that direction. Then I just want to ask out there, do you want to be some empty spiritual life force that has no home in the universe, no purpose, nothing, just floating around, bored, without really having a mind, not really aware over the action that they actually take. Like when you're physical, it's different. That's why it's quiet. That's why there's no stress. That's why you can breathe, because everything you connect with life is chaos, is stress, and it's even feeling love, sorrows, all what we can connect to what it means to be alive. Here we have something, it feels like everything have a purpose. It's there's suddenly something to wanting us to live the next day too, because there's purpose with being alive that somebody did give us. But now it's a prison. Yeah, it's slowly going to be a prison in that way they actually are thinking today. Yes, it is. It's slowly beginning to be something ugly here. And then I have to ask, do you think it will keep on staying like this? Huh? In this direction everything is taking right now? What do you think will happen here? Do you think you're owner of this? Do you think your purpose is to locking people away from other people down here? Do you think it's the right thing you're doing? Huh? How do you really know? Okay, if you come outside from this place, maybe you know a little bit more. Maybe you have a purpose. Maybe you have seen a lot. Maybe you understand what you actually are doing on your actions. Just like a rich man in a high building, actually the same thing. Just want to keep rich and be supreme over other people. But you see, there's some terms down here, and you can see it's going in one direction. Everything down here is going in one direction. And why is it everything is going in one direction? Why is it it's going in one direction? Can you figure it out? No, I don't think so. I don't think you can figure it out, because if mankind have figured that out, they would understand that there's a price to pay, and someday they have to pay that price, not because somebody say to them they have to pay. No, because the choices they take was ending up that they have to pay it. It's a very simple thing. You know, in the Buddhist way of believing, I think maybe it's a little bit extreme, but at least they pointing out a very good direction in such a way of understanding the terms. If you actually there's coming a and you choose to step on the and, see, when they see the and, they step over it because of understanding that if the and is maybe reaching the other side, there will actually be a progress. And in the end, it will maybe lead to some food in the animal chain. That's understanding about our actions, what we do right here and right now. There's actually a consequence with everything we do. And what we don't do. See, if we could make man supreme in such a way that they could actually work forever until the day that the heart can really not pump anymore, but it will not be nothing else inside of us that will stop someday. No, only dependent on the heart, because everything else in is in such an order that it nearly everlasting. Even if we are not eating this day, maybe. See, that would be great if humanity could become just a little bit more. Could we then say it's not humanity any longer? I don't think we could say it's not humanity any longer, because I believe that there was a time when man's temple was not suitable enough in such a way so we could be civilized like we are today. So that's only a question about progress, that we can move our limit. If we can move it, I don't think we are lesser human if we just move it a little bit. But you understand, if we move it and we don't understand the terms of moving it, yeah, there can be consequence of that. If we become supreme for everybody else, that have a, yeah, it don't have to have a price in that way, in such a way, but it can become we have to pay a price. There can be a big price if we don't understand the terms of it. Just like when you see Superman and and all the movies, I think that's the lesson. That's the lesson in the movies. That's the purpose of the movies, to make us understand what it actually means to be supreme. Because there will be someday, you understand that out there? There will be someday, and if everybody is like that, if everybody is like that, we will not really notice it because it's a normal thing. But you see, if we then suddenly take somebody and putting them back maybe to our days today, see, then there will be a big different, a big different from that person that comes from a time where they have reached to be supreme and much more advanced. Then it will be like in the movie that we actually nearly have a kind of a Superman. So, about the movie, there's a big, I think there's a good lesson for us to understand that it's all about what we think inside our mind, how we treat other people, and how we want to be treated. It doesn't matter who it is, you understand, about their supreme or not. It's understanding the terms of our own reactions. Doesn't matter how we are built or what we can do. The only thing that matters is understanding of it, the terms of our reactions. Just a example, we come to a party and somebody want to shake your hand and put his hand in front of you. See, there's many consequences not of shaking the hand. It doesn't matter about you're Muslim or you just don't like the person and don't want to shake the hand. There's a lot of consequence not of doing it. Already there, when we don't shake the hand, you all know if we stand over somebody and we are putting our hands out to that person, just want to be friendly and say hello. If we if we stand over for somebody who don't want to shake our hand, in our country, yeah, okay, if the man is brown, we will definitely think, oh, okay, he is Muslim. That was a mistake, you know. He is forgiven. But see, if the person is white and he is not really smiling, but he just don't shake our hand, already there, we know what an asshole. Isn't that right? What a fucking asshole. Small things is counting too. So you understand, I just want to teach this that I actually have grown to know about my purpose of being here that people maybe don't understand because they just don't understand it and I don't, and I understand that they don't understand it. I have been taught that mankind don't understand They just don't understand it because they have never been taught about it. They have never been so far in how they are teaching each other in this world. So, one thing you definitely learn that is you don't speak about it, and you don't speak about it because people don't understand it. You first speak up when you have to speak up, when there's no way back, then you have to speak. But for reaching the goal, you keep your mouth. In our time, they prison us because they don't understand it. They think they does, but they don't. They think they know everything, but you know it's a perfect lie. Like I told you in the start, it's a perfect lie over reality, to deceiving themselves, because that's very easy. It's very easy to make people work for somebody and using their mind, their great mind on that work, making some great wonders, and they are telling them it's for a good purpose. When they're finished with the job, they say, we take over here, and they put the man to a new job, and now they maybe have make a great mass destruction weapon. Maybe it was a detail in that weapon that that person have not been taught about because they don't know the purpose of it. They say it's to some maybe a green purpose of free energy, maybe. This is happening all over this world. You understand that? They say something, but they actually mean something else. That's on the highest level in this world in politics. Even when they represent the politic for everybody out there, they actually mean something else when they're representing or talking about it in television. But you only know that if you have sit with the politic. Then you know about it. If you sit with all the details about what there's really going on everywhere about war and what decision that's being taken and out from what kind of view they're taking their decisions. Only if you have sit with all the material, you will know about what is really going on. So when you hear them talk about it in television, you know actually that they will mean something else. But people out there, they really don't know it. But then we have this group that's involved, and they will know about it. The little man out there will just think what they talk about, how it sounds. That's politic. Have a fucking ugly face. You understand that? I'm not here to talk about good about holy war, but I understand why it's there. But they don't teach people out there. You just think that's a maniacs who is taking a decision and making the action out there that's costing many people's lives, maybe. But see, they know maybe what that's going on, what they're not telling people about. And in a way of reaching people, they do something very bad like that, because they can only do bad with breaking it down in hope of people understand and realize what's really going on here. And it's it's a part of their belief that have been confirmed in our time. But they don't go on television and say, now you shall hear here, we are in a time. We are in a time today, and this time today is the same time like for 2,000 years, or 3,000 years, or 5,000 years ago. They don't do that. They take it on a level that's quiet. And then all of you out there can have an opinion about some people. And of course, the opinion, I would take the opinion too, because the action is very bad. It cost many people's lives. But do you understand what world we are living in? No, you really don't understand what world you are living in. You don't understand it because they don't tell you about it. So, who are you then if they don't tell you about what world we are living in? Who are you then out there? Who are you? You are fulfilling an assignment you don't understand. You are fulfilling some work for some people, and you don't understand the outcome from our world. You don't understand that in the end, there will be some people who is maybe suffering because that you go on work every fucking day and don't really understand what you are really doing on that work, what the terms is in the end. And now you have some poor people where it's affecting them somewhere in the world. And then you have some other people, a group of people who stand outside and is a part of that maybe, and can see what's really happening. And now they take a decision to take action against our way of life. And then suddenly you see something, and you stand there empty and don't really understand what the fuck is that, you know? How can they blow that up and kill all that people there? They are crazy in their head. They are sick. That's how you will look at it. Because your boss have never told you that every time they get their things maybe or something like that, it have a effect here or there, or they are putting the price so high so they cannot even maybe buy their own things in their own country or something like that. There's many things I could, and it's right because they are teaching you too. Every time you go in school, maybe they teach you about the effect on this and that, maybe. But when you go on the work, no, you really don't understand. When you see the news and you see some people have take action in a war that you cannot really see, and the war is maybe it's more complicated because uh, now there is maybe something in our world that they are not telling us about, and some people are taking action because of knowing that, because their believers saying it, and they have been taught since they have been children. Because it's not like, because in our world, it's not like we have NASA and we have all this. It's a part of our world, you know. Uh, but they're not really going out and telling us about what's really happening outside this world and inside this world, in the space. Because if they told you, maybe you will jump on the other side. See, you understand? Because suddenly, now they are confirming everything, maybe they stand in their belief, and that's why it will be very easy for you maybe to maybe jump on a side when they are confirming it. I think we come on a little bit on the side terms here. um, but it's just a little bit about what are humanity. For me, humanity is about respect and love and feelings. And I see humanity in a humanoid figure. So, what if we are filled up with something else inside? Are we then lesser human, or are we still humans? If we more and more, as we move into our future, you more and more become this kind of cyborg. And that's a reality. Maybe you have a grandmother or granddad, and maybe they have get a new knee or new hips. So you know definitely that some changing in our body in such a way that we could nearly comparing it with a cyborg, because you more damage we get inside, and you more new spare parts we get inside, you more we actually reach a kind of a cyborg. Would you not agree? Because if we can fix it, we are fixing it. But are they lesser human because they get a new hips or new knee? Are they? I think they're still the same. Maybe they can a little bit more because now it's whole new. My point is, when can they allow themselves? When can they allow themselves to say people are not human enough? That's actually my question. When are we not human enough to be treated as humans with respect? You understand? You more you understand, and you more you know, you more and more you come above everybody else. And out from a good heart, I think nearly everybody maybe have. kind of, no matter what. I actually believe that people have that. It's just their terms. It's just their terms that will give them satisfaction, them and their action by that will look evil. But that's just a simple thing of not understanding their own terms that they get satisfaction from. Evil is not seen. It's first seen when we care for something and we are losing it by our actions. Then we will see the evil that we have done, and then we will regret. It's not everybody who can regret because they will never understand. My point is, did I lost it? Shit. Yeah. The more you become aware, still after, from a good heart, because I definitely think if you become more aware and you know more than other people, I will definitely think that out from that, the terms will give you a kind of a good heart that can become cold in its form because of knowing. That's like if you take somebody who care a lot for other people and the person becomes working with it maybe every day. The person is passionate for it, and that's why the person is working with it. The more the person works with it, you better the person become to do their work. And you better they become to do their work, you more cold they will seem because of being good to their work. We lose a little bit sometimes when we are in touch too much with it. And then you can talk a little bit about when we become gray, because it does not make us evil. You understand what I mean? When we become gray, it's out from a standpoint of knowing. I think definitely if you are a policeman or something like that, I definitely think that sometimes you don't really know where you really stand because you have seen so much and you get the power handed in your hands. And sometimes you will be blind on that power you have and holding in your hand. You understand, when you know so much, when you know so much, suddenly your evil actions are meant good, but it's not seen. People who shall judge it outside will see only the evil that you have done. because they will not really understand what terms that evil have been put out of a better and much more understanding, a much wider intelligence on an area that they have never reached. Then we can talk about when we become gray. See, if you are kind of a president, because if I say the word president, it's a person that's running a country and have to take some decisions every day. See, sometimes there will maybe come two paper in on the table. And you have to write on the papers. So there will be given green light. You understand, if one action is evil but will save more than that action that we actually do by evil, because there is no other way. See, we can point fingers of a person who is leading and taking decisions every day. If the public will know about the evil terms of the leadership, they will never vote that person in to run their country again. But when you sit there, you don't have really no choice because of knowing, of a better understanding, and every day have your finger down in what there's going on all around. But the little man that's voting that man in is going on work every day and is only being informed maybe in 10 minutes when they come home and is eating their afternoon food with their family. That's the time they're using on what is going on in the whole world and in their country. That is what the media is feeding the public with. And they are voting the people in to run their country. It's a little bit amusing, don't you think? It's very amusing, actually. I find it very amusing because, in the same time, we really don't know how they put the news in front of us. But we will vote after the information that we are being given from that television. And that is maybe only those 10 minutes in the afternoon that we are using on it, because later in the afternoon, there's definitely coming a good movie we want to see. Isn't that right? Or maybe we are tired. We are going early in bed. We have to go up the next day, going on work. Today, with the internet, We know definitely that all the young people will maybe watch this nearly the whole day. They will get all the information everywhere. They will be much more aware than maybe their parents they're living with because they have the free time to get all the information. But someday they have to take responsibilities for themselves and get a job. And they will be put in the same position like their parents. And suddenly it's them, they will only get the 5 to 10 minutes in the afternoon of information on what there's really going on. Yeah, okay, we have the weekend too, but I don't think that yeah, maybe we use a hour or two in the weekend on the on the phone or television to get a little bit more news. Yeah, maybe we get the news earlier in the day on the work too from the internet because we have the phone today. So we can be very update today. But we know the boss don't like that on work. And we definitely don't want to be fired. So for leading a country, is there then a reason to only let some of the information out and not at all? What if they did kill maybe 50 for saving 2,000 people, maybe? You understand? Do you understand how much that information is running our whole world and can take some of the best people down just with leaking some kind of information? They have maybe been it have maybe been done out from a good heart. There have nothing evil been in it. Because every terms have been made out from a good heart. We know too that if we have a position that's very hard, very strict, then sometimes we have to step to the side just for keeping ourselves in that position and being a good leader that everybody have voted in. Sometimes we have to step to the side just to get a little bit breathing room. And when we do that and maybe make just a little mistake, let me come with an example. Somebody was unfaithful with another woman, maybe, just so they could breathe in that area and have a little bit life. See, it is devastating for people like that for taking that breathing time just to experience a little bit life, even if they are unfaithful. But you can say they are unfaithful for that job they have taken. Because when they take the job, they are marrying their country. And that's a fact. But people don't understand that. The little man down there don't understand that. They just see a man who's earning a lot of money, have a lot of power, a high position, and is surrounded by people, and they admire to look at it. But if we shall think on it, to be unfaithful, to be our wife unfaithful in that position, can we really say it is to be unfaithful? Because, I mean, we was it when we take the job. You understand? The terms of that make us unfaithful. That's why I believe that it is. I believe it is. It is cheating in the game when the media is putting a lot of weight on a privacy and an action like that, just for selling some news and taking a good leader down. I think we talk a little bit about something else than what my subject really was. Isn't it funny? When you talk about humanity, you end up talking about leadership. I find that very amusing. Maybe it is because only the best leaders understand humanity. And that's why they are being voted in, because as we see them, they represent a good leadership, somebody we can trust in and count on, who's taking the right decision over our lives. So, is humanity good leaders? Is that what it's all about? To be humans? It's a weird thing, humanity. Because the more we're digging into it, the more we will realize there's no humanity. But it's everything that's surrounding it that makes it humanity. Ah, that's a weird thing. Don't you think? Sometimes when I am surrounded by other humans, I experience a lot. Sometimes maybe I should, ignoring when people don't understand that they are showing none respect over for my person, just for knowing about my person, their reaction will react because I'm exposing myself and giving everybody a possibility to know my person. And that's a weird thing because when people is a stranger, they allow themselves because now they know me. Then they allow themselves to be unrespectful over my person. Maybe their action was meant good, but maybe they have no understanding of how they are reacting and what their reaction in the end is causing. Because now they are knowing my person, because I'm exposing it for them. Just like I was sitting face to face with them and have a conversation with them. It's nearly the same when they sit there and listening to my voice. It's a weird thing what's actually happened up in people's mind when they click in and listen to somebody else. Then they allow themselves to react over for that person. But they are a stranger. I have to remind people that they are strangers. It's not in return of knowing those people. That means they know me, I don't know them. So there's a big difference from them to me. Sometimes it feels like to be in a circus when it is on those terms. And definitely it feels like to be in a circus because I have not been invited on television. But sometimes I can then smile a little. Of course, there's always a good side that can make me smile. And that is definitely when you see somebody who want to have your attention. Even if she is 90 years old or 80, and she come with some kind of mimic, some um, Yeah, you could nearly think that she actually want to sleep with you, you know. And yeah, that's making me smile when a old woman like that find me attractive, you know. That's yeah, it's making me smile. What can I else do than smile? That's the old women's, and I even have the opposite. I have very young girls who want to give me attention and want to have my attention. And I definitely get flattered over such a young girl want to have my attention. But you understand, then sometimes there's all the other people, and then I'm thinking, maybe it's not what I see. Maybe the terms is different than what I see. And maybe she would not have smiled to me if it was not on those terms. And then I actually get like this. For the first, yes, she's too young. She's too young that I will return her attention to me because that's just how the world is. I try to change it, but it will not change. You see, it will not change. I can only make people aware over it, nothing else. It even comes to the girls or the women's, or I don't know what you shall say, girl, woman, just female. That's old enough and beautiful. Even those girls, when they give me attention and smile to me, maybe make some weird things in front of me. I have experienced a lot lately, in the last many years, I have to say. Even when they show me that kind of attention and I see everything else surrounding it, I have to say it really turns me off. All that fun there's between a man and a woman, all that fun that seems private and on their terms and not nobody else. See, in my situation, it is just like this because now they have touched in many years. First, they want me to force me with something that was not Danish. Then they actually just want me to get old enough to, after their religious head, that they see it as finish. So when it's finished, they could give me free. And when I then get too much aware over, they want to mix me up and they could not have a success with it. Then they begin to put me on a mental institute to social me because they think they could have a success on a mental institute. So I don't really feel this privacy anymore. There is no privacy. There is no fun about it. I don't see no fun in a female like when I was not aware over how aware they are over my person. You understand that? Do you understand that? Even when the girls is running after me when I'm down and buying my groceries, even when they run after me in the store, and I see their present of those people who is keeping an eye on me, then right there, what there should be between me and them is not only between me and them anymore. Now we shall include the television, everybody on the television, and everybody on the Kazan in our country, and maybe in the state, and maybe outside this country too. There's not this moment, this moment you have. I remember this moment when I was a child, when you was alone with a woman, sorry, with a girl, and there was this in the air making the butterflies in your stomach that maybe someday was leading to a kiss. See, that is not there anymore. Now it have become to some weird, some, if you don't do it, you're not making all this happy. You understand? All this sickness happy. Who take ownership on your life, whole your life, just for being a little bit more clever than everybody else. And they want to own it. And they want to breathe it. So for not getting a success, I ended up on a mental institute because then I was mental ill. Just because I did not want to stay with the last woman that they actually contacted her. She never told me about, but she tried to. But I have forgive that girl for a long time ago. I hope she can forgive me too. Actually, I think I saw her today. Enough about that. Yeah, yeah, humanity. What is humans if they suddenly just is a dick? Huh? And if being treated after that. Yeah, what does it mean about that when I say just a dick? Because there's all this old religious over dick. Something that's of course not real, but with people up in this day today still believing on this shit. That's actually leading us to have a force of kind of a man in black over people's dick. It's actually a serious thing when we talk about people's dick. Why is it a serious thing? I think it's very serious because, in the end, that's actually what that will make a female pregnant. So it's a serious thing. If there's never being a female being pregnant, then they have get home in the law to wipe out whoever it then is that we have religion over man on their dick, believing they are kind of supreme gods in a spiritual form through their dick. Yeah, what is humanity? And that's why I have these people everywhere too, who have allowed themselves to get involved because I allowed him to be involved in a matter where they have prisoned me in whole my life. So every time people give me attention out there, I'm the reason why they can give me attention. If they're not a part of the military force that's sitting over our ass everywhere. Because, of course, they already know about this shit. I'm not the only one out there. They sit over other people out there. Is it fun? Because I'm not a homosexual. I have to admit I'm not a homosexual. Sorry, uh, men and boys out there. Sorry to say I'm not a homosexual. I have to say I'm sorry for that. Because when you give me attention on my sexuality and my sex life, when you somehow is suggesting um, something when I'm present in the area, I have to make you understand that you're actually turning me off because I'm not a homosexual person. And when you allow yourself to touch my love life with making me aware, I have to admit I very much getting turned off. I don't know about you like to hear about it, but that's actually a reality that I love my privacy and I love to be private with the people I am with. When you allow yourself, because of the knowledge that you have about some other people who is maybe into me, and you're making me aware over they are into me, then I will just tell you that you're actually turning me off. And maybe that is your purpose. I'm not really sure on that one. But I have felt this, people are nearly getting angry. they're nearly getting angry on me just because I, I don't like them to uh, make me aware over my own situation and in the place I am in. Hey, that's fucked up. People think they are helping. That's like demanding, hey, there's girls here. You can just fuck these girls. You understand that's actually what they say in their mind to me. You can fuck these girls. And when I get angry over that, they actually in their mind say, you can fuck these girls. They don't understand that I hear everything they say in their head. So I actually get very irritating over assholes who's like demanding me to fuck those girls. Like they want me to make children on them or something like that. I don't know what is going on, but sick it is. I have not asked for help, and not in that direction. I have asked for answers over who is closing me down. Directly answers. Because you understand, everybody is involved. Even some police people I know or have known since I've been a child, they are involved too. Even the police and the police station is making all this shit, that I see every time I go down in the store or going on the street. But okay, I understand. I can take the bad with the good, but it's just that there's no good about this. I don't see no good about it. There's nothing good about it. Every time it feels like fun, other people is in over it. You understand that? Other people are in over it. Is aware over that they are in over it. What the fuck is that? Where's my privacy? When can I be private with other people? I cannot. Shall they put me on a mental institute to social me when they have in whole my life sit over me and in my life? What is that? It's full of lies. That's sickness. And today, they will not pay me for all the years that they have ruined for me. No, because today, now they have maybe good lies, some good lies. So they can threaten me on some lies that's not true that they have caused of prisoning me without court and without my rights to be defended and to defend myself. They want me to be something. You understand that? And you know that they want me to be something because on that way they can get their excuse to fight my ass. That's actually what there's going on here. And then I have like, I have it like, if I have some people who have maybe lied themselves into my life. I'm not really sure on that because I don't know them, so I will never get answers on that one. Uh, But you know how fucked up everything is. Some people have suggested some things, and then I have to make my head spin around the area, and then I think I know what they mean about it. Maybe, but I'm not sure because they have not told me. So, and then I really don't care because when you sit in war, because of demanding your rights and your terms to your own life that some assholes overseas will not give you because they see you as a little green man, because they're sick in their head. That's what I mean. What is humanity? What is humanity? What is humanity? What is the love? Is the love not just a tool, isn't it? Isn't it not just a tool we are using if it's necessary? Isn't that what the love is? Not a tool we use to re-win over a situation, to get it on our terms as we want to. We use the love if it's necessary to use it. That's the terms we are using it. Yeah, who should take the decision on that one? Then we have the police coming over our area, and then suddenly we have a judge judging over it. But should it end there in the first place? If they have not really happening something where it's necessary to use the law, when shall we use it? Are we blind on it? Is we like robots when we are using the law? This big breathing robot system, they're so mechanic. We know how it is to build up a country after a war where there's no love. We know how it is to build up a country. There's no tax in that place, you know. No, for the first, they shall just have everything to run again. That's actually a funny thing, don't you think? That after a war, we are not paying tax. Not in the same way. We are using our free time to build up the country again. Why does we first understand it when there have been a war? I don't understand humanity sometimes. Why shall mankind be put down to live on the on nothing before they understand? I don't really understand that. I don't understand that. You can just see in history. You can see it in history. That's actually how mankind is. They first understand to be in cooperation with each other in a purpose on the area to make everything better when there have been a catastrophic damage. Why is that? Why is that? When everything is working and we have a system and everything, then we are locking it up. Why is that? Is there somebody who hear that shooting out there? Is that shooting or is it fireworks? That's a lot. No, I'm just curious at actually why humanity is like that. Why is humanity like that? Why are they not appreciating the area where they live? Why shall there be a big damage before they understand to love maybe just a little bit of it and want to fight just a little bit from of that area where they live? But why does they not appreciate it when everything is in order? I don't get it. Sorry, I don't get it. In a centuries, you can just see it everywhere I have been. You can just see every time there've been war, a great damage, then people understand to come together. And your more progress man have, your more difficult it is for them to appreciate their lives. See, it's actually a weird thing because your longer time you go back in time, your more they did appreciate each other and the area where they was living, even after a great damage. You're more into the future we come, you're more difficult it is for people to come over the things and be in cooperation with each other on the level that it actually should be, like when we go back in past. So I really hope I really hope that humanity is changing just a little bit now we were going into the future, because or else I can tell you this and I will tell you this, there will not be a future for the humanity. Oh, I tell you that there will not be a humanity if they are not changing. I don't say they shall be perfect, but I say if they just put a little bit value, just a little bit value on the small things. Today, you move in somewhere, you don't feel compassion to that area. Uh, you move in, and if you're tired of living there, you move to the next place. When you can be selfish to the area where you live, actually. Actually, we shall only one generation back, and it was a little bit different than our time today. If we go one generation back, you could actually see that people did come together over some small things. Actually, it was a little bit different. I'm very scared that we are going to lose that now. We are moving into our future. Are humanity going to be some cold, empty people just because of our telephones and our television and the internet? Are we going to be some empty robots who's only being filled up with the data and not the value to each other and the area where we live in? See, this is not a question about, it's not a question about the time. It's not a question about the phone, or it's not a question about where we live. No, it's a question about inside here and nothing else. That's what it's all about. It's a simple little thing, but it has such a big fucking effect if we don't have it. Maybe that's why we have been filled with lies through religion, because maybe they did not really care how, as long they took it to themselves and did understand what it was giving them. You understand? That's why it doesn't really matter what religion there's the right one, because it's not about the religion. It's about that little simple thing. It's not about your praying every day or going in church every day. It's not about that. It's just a small little thing. They're called humanity. It's not about you can show your face to other men, or about your washing your feet or your hand, or you say the same words every time you go down and pray, or you pray every time it's the moon that's standing on the sky. There's a reason. There's a reason why in many religions there's is stand that even a man that's not religious can be one of God's people. It's standing there because even a man that's not religious can fulfill his purpose about humanity. Because it's a simple little thing. It's not a religion. It's an understanding on ourselves and who we are with and the area we live in. But it's all about humanity. You more understand we have on that, I think you more we fulfill our purpose. I think that's why, if there is at all something holy, I think that's why maybe they have come into an area where they actually have lost the belief in humanity, because there's so little of that one, of those moments that's being fulfilled now in our society. If I ask you out there, what do you say? Shall we keep humanity? Or shall we replace it with a new experiment and see about that will be a better success? Hey, let me ask you out there, do you see yourself as a success, as humanity? No, really, I'm asking you out there, do you see each other as a success? Huh? Does you? Look at each other. Look how you live. Are you a success? Are you? Is it a success? Or is a success only something you see in television? Something I have realized in my life is that's a part of humanity. That is, if we have three people sitting in a room, every three people is smoking hash every day. Okay, I know it is in our area that everybody is not doing this. Or is they? Maybe they is. They cannot just see it. It's maybe just in another area. But this is a good example. It's a good example because then people understand what I'm talking about. We have three people in a room smoking marijuana. We have three people smoking marijuana every day. They like the feeling of the marijuana. They like to play PlayStation or PC games every time they have smoked the marijuana. They like each other's company. They like to order pizza every time they have smoked marijuana. They like the sex every time they've smoked marijuana. They like everything so much more when they're smoking marijuana. But see, you understand, it's not enough with the marijuana. So they will try all kind of other things than marijuana. All kind of other kind of drugs. Because the feeling is suddenly not enough. You understand? They have to experience other to get a little bit the same kick like the first time they smoked marijuana. One day, one of them did not survive their lifestyle. Now you have two persons left. The man is dying from his lifestyle. One of their best friends is dying from what they do every day. And that's my point. Here is my point. Because this is humanity. What is happening with the two that's left over? The best friend have just died from the life they are living. Will they stop with the marijuana and the lifestyle? Will they? Do you think they will stop? Ah, I know now you will sit out there and you'll say, are there just some drug addict? But they are not so different from the rest. The rest can just not see it. And that is the truth. Doesn't matter on what area. About their a judge. They're sitting with the cases every day and earning a lot of money. That's their drug. You understand? That's their lifestyle. They are not so much different from the people that smoke the marijuana. See, here we have the three people, and one of them is die. We should definitely think that now they see. Isn't that true? But that's actually not the case. Their best friend have died. What do you think those two people are doing as the first the day after? Yeah, that is to keeping on their lifestyle. And about not so long, a new person will just replace that person that have died. And they will keep on their lifestyle. There will not really be no change at all. That's humanity. So I think everybody out there should take a good look on each other. Try to take a good look on each other out there. Because that is how you are. That's humanity. Humanity. And then I have to ask, when can humans judge other life forms down here when you are like that? When can you take the rights to judge other kind than yourselves when you are like this? Who give them the rights? Huh? There was a time for a long time ago that humans was not like this. And then you will look at me and then you will ask, where the fuck do you know that from? I don't have to answer. But I can just tell you that is actually the case. It have not always been like that. In our time, yeah, it is definitely like that. People don't appreciate their life terms today. Life terms. Was that wrong? It doesn't matter. The question is just see, yeah, their lifestyle have an effect on their brain. Maybe that's why they will keep on their lifestyle. They have a good excuse. You understand? They have a good excuse. because they're taking a drug. They have effect on their brain. So I think they have a pretty much a good excuse for keeping being blind. The question is just, what about everybody else out there that is not addict on a drug like this, but in their own lifestyle? Do they have a good excuse? Does they? As humanity? Maybe you see my point. And that is just the biggest problem, because I think everybody else out there will definitely point finger of this kind of people here. They have the biggest problem down here. You understand that? That's that kind of people who have everything. But okay, okay. They are not telling you about what is really going on in this world here. And maybe there's a reason for that, why they are not telling you about all the damage you can see everywhere in the world. What is really causing it? No, they are really not telling you. They are not really telling you that you are not alone in this world. And it's not only belonging to humanity. I think humanity is a fucking joke. Oh, but I'm human. Oh, shit. Fuck, shit. But I actually think you're a fucking joke. Just when I shall take my own life, and this person, Mark, and this life he is living, just the way they treating him down here with you people. Oh, did you see that? I see you up there. Shine, shine like a star. But okay, I hope maybe, I hope maybe you will wake up suddenly and understand that I think I have said enough. Can you have a good afternoon? Bye.